Good afternoon, WWE Champions Chat universe. It's I, Iron Sheik 84, and over here we got Lee Brown. Good afternoon, Lee. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm doing well. I am on a day off. We're getting ready to go see family. Going to travel up to the Great White North. That isn't Canada. It's Wyoming. We're going to be in Wyoming this weekend or this week visiting family and just kind of go have some Thanksgiving fun. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody who's watching this on YouTube, and happy Thanksgiving tomorrow to, hold on, let's see here, Chef Welrequa, CM Punk, Southside Envy, Steven Randall, Osala, oh, it's still coming in, King Xerxes, and all those who are dropping in the chat. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Sheik,
Hey,
what are your
everybody.
plans for Thanksgiving?
So, going to be a busy day. We're going to be visiting my girlfriend's one of her uncles and aunts in a different part of Dallas, and then coming back and having Thanksgiving dinner at my brother's house, and then gonna put little Sheik to bed, and and then we're gonna go pick up two of my girlfriend's aunts at the airport to come back because they're spending the Thanksgiving weekend with us. So it's going to be a busy, chic filled, uh, or well, what is it? It's going to be a busy weekend full of people in the chic household.
Nice. Well, I mean, that's what it's all about. I have to admit, I am, American. I was born here, all that. And I forget that Thanksgiving isn't a holiday everywhere. And then there was a conversation, but at least I'm not this out of touch. I heard a conversation the other day, and I recognize, like, obviously, the Pilgrims, the Mayflower, all that stuff, like, that's all tied to U.S. history. But somebody was having a conversation with someone from an Asian Pacific country and literally was going, wait, you guys don't celebrate Thanksgiving? What's wrong with you? I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on here? So, for those who don't celebrate Thanksgiving, happy, what is it? Remember the 5th of November. What else is around now? Like, I know Britain just did fireworks for their stuff. Like, there's a number of world holidays going on. But
Yeah,
in this game, they're going to
yeah,
celebrate Black Friday and Thanksgiving. So that's why we're talking about that.
yeah. Well, yeah. If you don't celebrate a happy last Thursday of November,
There you go.
I'm just putting down a rule. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving or recognize Black Friday, then you're not allowed to do any of the events or any of the
Wow.
deals. That's the one that, yeah, that's the one thing. If you're gonna knock Thanksgiving and the delicious sides, especially stuffing, then yeah,
Ooh.
you can't do any of my events. There you go.
Oh, nice,
I'll do the
nice.
villain arc since Slim can't make it today.
There you go. Nice. Yeah, Slim is getting ready for Thanksgiving festivities. Too Cool said Happy Friendsgiving. If you're not hanging out doing the turkey with the family, invite some friends over. One of my buddies who has a different past, he always did Hoodsgiving, and that was one of my favorite things each year to go to and do some stuff. But anyway, yeah. And then King Xerxes nailed it. Happy Spend Money on Champions Day, family. That's what this. Oh, so let's talk about Black Friday slash Thanksgiving event hopes. So there is a 2-day event that starts today at Reset. So like 2 hours from when we're talking right now. We don't know what is involved. I have my hopes we'll talk about in a moment. And then, of course, there is a Black Friday event. And I had to actually remind myself because before I was an official CC, or maybe it was just. Maybe it was just the fact that the way the MLC structure was differently. Like, there was a time where they didn't always release characters on Friday, I feel like, or at least every Friday. And so I was thinking about the fact that I was like, oh, like, this is it's just another Friday in the game. Like, of course there's going to be a new character or whatever, but there's the whole Black Friday stuff going on. So I'll let you start. Give me some thoughts on what you're hoping for with either the 2-day or the Black Friday event, and
Yeah.
we'll go from there. I got some thoughts
All
too.
right. So as far as the Black Friday character goes, I don't think there's enough John Cena's in the game. I want another one. It's his retirement tour. He deserves to be represented in the game properly. So I want another Cena.
We got to get to 17. I mean, the only actual answer is to have at least 17 John Cena's in the game.
Yeah, exactly. How is it a WWE game if there isn't?
Right, right. I heard that this weekend's Black Friday character was going to be a new version of Seth Rollins because we need more Seth Rollins in the game too. So
Uh, but yeah, that being said, I know a lot of people are throwing out AJ Lee because trust me, it's not just what Steven Randall just said, but no, a lot of people are like said are throwing out AJ Lee being the Black Friday character. Uh, but the thing is, with the exception of like the um, the head shrinkers and then Uncle Howdy, obviously,
right,
they have it be a one-off character. So like the thing I'm wondering is it going to be a permanent character or is it going to
right,
be a one-off character like Johnny Knoxville?
right.
So that's always hard to predict.
Yep.
And for those saying AJ Lee, like, if it's going to be a character that's going to be in the game for a long time, we're going to have, two versions of her, hopefully, one being the, I don't know if they're going to call it the ruthless aggression
PG-ish,
or BT
ruthless,
era or
yeah.
reality era, or whatever they want to consider that. And then the modern era now, there's that. It's like, are they going to do that, or are they going to do like, a one-off character, or like a Jelly Roll, or Stephen Amell, or what I mean. I know
Right.
I'm just throwing out names, but what
Yeah.
are they going to do? What are they going to do?
No, I agree. So actually, again, this was something that these tours, like if they're doing like the Black Friday kind of victory tour thing, which I thought was really really cool.
Hmm.
I honestly got stuck in my brain that the Black Friday character was more commonly somebody who was Johnny Knoxville like or whatever. And the reality is it's not. Like 2020s was Cena, was Veteran Salute Cena. And I remember
Hmm.
I was in Oklahoma for that event. I was trying to pull for him. I ended up pulling Powerhouse Warrior for the first
Hmm.
time. I remember that. And then the next year was Brock Friday, which I completely forgot he was the Black Friday character. I was in Wyoming that year. It was freezing cold. Again, I did not get him. And then the next year, back in Oklahoma, got Johnny Knoxville. So that'll be today's, I would think, if they do something. Although I did drop some conversation in the secret CC chat, and both Gerson and Tubob were like, "Nah, man, Knoxville's so super rare." And I'm like, "Does that mean he doesn't get it? Like I have him? Like wait, what? Who knows?" But then it was Fatu, which regular character again, and then back to Uncle Howdy last year. So I would say the track record is actually it's just a regular character is the more common thing, but I would absolutely love a Jelly Roll or even a new Logan Paul or something. However, it is interesting, the way the months break down. Typically, we get a second female character, and we have not. Not always, but have not. So a female would not surprise me if it were an AJ Lee this weekend, or we don't have enough Becky Lynches in the game either. We could definitely use another Becky Lynch.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Xerxes says Knoxville's way up there on your regret list. If it makes you feel any better, he is in no way meta relevant anymore. I have tried. I have tried. He's got the coolest animations. I just love using Knoxville, but no, nothing yet. Nothing yet. So if you had to pick, would you rather it be a one-off like a Jelly Roll, or would you rather it be somebody who's going to be in the game ongoing?
I'd rather have a long-term character personally.
Right. So maybe if you had to guess, because I know your guesses have been the Stephen Amell Jelly Roll. If you had to guess and just take a shot in the dark tomorrow, who the character is, and I won't know until I'll know a little bit earlier than most, but I won't know until at least tomorrow either. So who I don't know at this point. Who would your hope and dream, or at least most educated guess be? Uh oh.
I'll go with the with the Champions Universe, and I'll guess AJ Lee.
Okay. Okay. I would say that's fair. I think if they're going with the theme of Champions Dynasty and it's kind of tied to father son or some kind of combo, I think
Hmm.
either we get the other half of Lay Cool, which would
Hmm.
be like a nice surprise, and I think that would be Black Friday worthy, or I think they go with a new Braun or a new Braun's son. It's one of the Vision, I think. I personally, my guess is it's going to be one of the Vision. What's up, Slim Numbers? Joining in the chat, even though you can't talk on the mic. We appreciate that. May Young's hand. Oof. Oof.
Well, just I'm taking a look at that. Like, obviously sometimes you don't think about it because it's like, oh yeah, it's one of those. If we're going for you know parent child legacies, could always go for another Charlotte Flair.
Yeah. Yeah. Although if they're not going to complete them, like they did Dom and Ray, and then we just have a random Michelle and a random Seth. So I feel like they need a set. So if they add another Charlotte, I don't think that because there's no way they're going to add her dad. He's very
Yeah,
definitively been working with the other company for some
yeah.
time. But
New
yeah,
Natalia.
new Natalia, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Like I said,
Yeah,
I'm just looking at it right now. I was gonna say that those are the two that like just jump out if you're gonna have like I said, a parent and a kiddo.
yeah,
But yeah,
I could see that. I could see that. Well, one of my other hopes for the Black Friday slash Thanksgiving event is I am absolutely about 400 shards away from the gobbledygooker. And every year I think this is finally my year, and I never freaking land the bird. Like it just doesn't happen. So I don't know if I don't, you don't have gooker either, right?
yeah. I think I might have talked about it. I'll
Yeah.
double check
I think
real
we're
quick
pretty
in the
close to each
background.
other.
Short I am, but yeah, yeah. I don't have the gobbledygooker either.
I'm gonna be very upset if they offer like 200 shards and then it's like you don't get him this year, keep trying next year. Like he's turning into Santa Hogan 2.0, where every time there's an event with him, I'm like, yay, I'm gonna get 10 Santa Hogan tokens.
Yeah,
Woot.
483.
483. Okay,
Yeah.
so you need 500. I think I need. Hold on, I'll look. To either tell me about the Gooker or tell me if there's something else you're excited about for this Black Friday slash Thanksgiving event. And I'll look at my Gooker here.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's one of those things that like he's not necessarily a great character. He's not. He's a good he's a good entourage. I'm not going to say
Yeah,
he isn't.
they
Not
keep updating them.
essential.
Yeah,
It's like, but it is like one of those things. You're like, oh, for the love of God, let me just get him and get it over. It's been years. Like, just let me finish it and have him on my roster and call it a day.
yeah, that's exactly it. Oh, and what if they add another gear? Like, there's like what 3 years now for the Gooker. So, what if they add another? Like, there's a Hall of Fame gear for some reason, and then he's like on fire, and then I don't know.
I don't. I look. I don't care. Look, I don't need any of his gears because I'm not going to use them. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna max him out for his entourage ability and call it a day. Probably like I do most everybody else that's on my that's on my roster. But yeah, I hope this year is the year.
Yeah, I hope so too. I would. I'm 388 shards away if my calculations are correct. So, zombie gobbledygooker, that would be hilarious. Will Breaker, I would love that. Zandel says he's 176 away, and Kurgan, thank you so much for the sub. 5 months. We got half a baby coming our way. That's awesome. But yeah, he's not viable anymore. But kind of like Hornswoggle, he's one of those guys where if they did throw a random gear his way, it'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, another. Okay, well, sure, why not? And I think it would be fun if you had all the gears, which I don't even have him, let alone a gear, that he would be like a top tier character. And technically, Eddie Guerrero's father is
Yeah,
the one who was the Gobbledygooker costume.
yeah,
So if they release the Gooker, put him on the Dom, gets custody battle, and then release a new Eddie Guerrero, they could do the father son grandson aspect of. Oh, I see. It's coming
yeah,
together now. It's
yeah.
coming
And if they,
together.
yeah, and if it's a good Eddie Guerrero, then Tubob will be the happiest person in the world.
Right, finally, yeah.
Yeah,
After they reworked two of him, and there wasn't a good one. I think my favorite comment so far, and I don't remember if it was on this chat, so forgive me if it's a repeat, or if it was in one of the Discord servers, but I think it was in the Discord server. Somebody said, what we really need is 12-year-old Dominic Mysterio based on the Hornswoggle, character model. So we have little tiny Dom.
oh, what with the frosted hair?
Yeah, with the frosted hair and the sad face, because he's like, my dads are fighting over me. Oh, that would be awesome. Oh, that would be good. That'd be good. Man, there's so many good comments in the chat. Mantar Spirit Squad. Somebody said Oz the Great and Powerful gear for Kevin Nash. We add one more gear to Striker Kevin Nash and just keep making him the best card poster in the game.
Yeah.
Xerxes says it was in our faction chat. Okay, all right. Bastion Booger. Oof. Yeah. Oof. I don't know about that. Anyways. All right, any other thoughts or hopes before we talk about Feud?
Uh, no, I just hope that it's a good event. It's like that I can get some shards for people that I don't have.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just hope that it's a fun event, and I do kind of miss what was it? Was it Thanksgiving or was it Christmas a few years ago where it was like if you logged in every day, then you got like 30 pulls for like 6-star characters. I kind of wish they had done
Yeah.
that again. But I
Yeah.
am happy with what they're doing right now with the
Yeah.
like the player appreciation stuff. But that would have been cool too. But was that? I mean, I think it was Thanksgiving, right?
It was either that or Christmas, one way
Yeah,
or
I
another.
forget which one of
So
the two it was.
yeah, I would love to speak that into reality for there. But speaking of polls, we're gonna transition to 1v1 feud, and we'll talk about the feud itself in a moment. But how was it? How did you like it that you could get 37 free pulls if you max the event? Like that was interesting to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, what did you think about that?
Okay. So I so I will say this. This one was probably one of the best feuds that I've had in a while. And I'd like to add in it wasn't just because of, the 1v1 aspect of it. I finally through doing Titan every single day, through doing the Stip tour every single day, I finally have hyped 4 people.
Yes.
So it wasn't pulling my hair out trying to come up with strategies for people who have, where even with -8 MP, they were still turn one ready.
Right.
So yeah, it was great. It was so fantastic. And for those who I'm only mentioning it because this always comes up. I haven't spent a single penny on hype pulls, period,
Okay.
at all. So I haven't bought extra hype loot. I didn't buy the S plus tier hype loot. All I've done is do Titan every single day, and the RNG was finally enough in my favor. Um, so Axe technically would have been my first one, but I don't have
Right.
him.
Yeah. Same.
So yeah, and I held off on wildcard stuff, but I maxed it out. So Trick Kofi, or no, yeah, Trick Kofi was my very first Hype 4 character.
Oh wow. Nice.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
and then from there, I didn't realize I should have known this. So if you reach 150 wild card, they won't let you recruit anymore. I
Yep.
didn't. I knew that, but I kind of I forgot about it because I was
Yeah.
like the button on Showdown. I had Showboat wild card, and I was like, what the. Come on, recruit! I was like, I thought it was a glitch, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah, it maxed out. So I made Z Penta hype 4, and then I have a few other here and there, but I was like, it took me months, but just grinding it out did it. So
Nice.
I was super happy about that. But yeah, like I said, having that available to me just made things so much easier in Feud. And then I like the fact that I could go at my own pace, and this was one of the weekends a little Sheik was with me. So
Yeah.
it's like if I needed to step away for 2 minutes to tell help him on the potty, if I needed to run upstairs to grab something or whatever, I felt a lot better that I couldn't, that I. Sorry, I was gonna say I couldn't. It's like I could do that without worrying about holding up somebody else, or being like, oh, I can't do this. I couldn't do this because then my partner's gonna be waiting on me for 5 minutes.
Right.
I think the longest it took me to finish any one single battle was like 22 minutes, I think, and that was me, including me taking a break to vacuum, and then taking Little Sheik to the bathroom. So yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, it was great. I enjoyed it.
Yep, yep. Slim says scoring needs to be increased if this is the new
Yeah,
format for Feud, and we need an eject button. I mean,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I've seen the comments in the chat. Also, by the way, we have a hype train going, so thank you for everybody who's donated to that. I don't ever talk about those. I don't ever focus on those, but when you guys make it happen, gosh, I sure appreciate it. But so the 1v1, we see a very mixed reaction to it across the servers and in this chat. Even a lot of people said, "I never want to have to feud with a partner again."
Mhm.
I'm probably in the minority on missing feuding with somebody else, because while I definitely liked the format of 1v1 and not having to worry about having somebody else or take their lane or blah blah blah, I definitely got more done. It does strip away the team aspect a little bit, so I
Yeah.
definitely missed the interaction side of it. So it was basically, it felt like a night where I was playing by myself. Whereas usually faction feud, we're in the chat, we're doing our thing, we're whatever. You
Mhm.
definitely did max it faster. I did not max the war score that night one, but with the points from the next day's tours and from the blitz, I more than maxed it. So I probably
Yeah.
could have stopped a little bit sooner. I personally loved the loot coins. I thought that was really
Mhm.
cool. I did the impatient route and went ahead and pulled as I got them instead of that, because I was like, well, I'll just try for a 7 pulls and see what happens. I didn't end up getting anything, but I also didn't anticipate getting anything. I think
Mhm.
Axe and Seth were the only ones in the loot I could have gotten anyway. So
Mhm.
so I mean, from that side of things, it was different. But yeah, I don't know. Will Breaker says that's what faction boss is for. I agree,
Yeah.
but for me, like during the week is solo, during the weekend is teamwork. But
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, here's the thing. I was going to say, it's like I try to, like I said, I always start with the positives and then kind of go into like the
right,
other
the other
things.
side.
Um, like I said, I enjoyed it. There were things that I didn't like about it. Like I said, we can jump
Sure.
back and forth as well.
Yeah.
So there are a couple of things are going to be quality of life things that I want to see added to the game. Um, there was one thing with the update that I was like, please to God, tell me that they did this too while they were at it,
Yeah.
but they didn't.
Oh.
Um, Look, whenever I beat somebody, and it says, your opponent was this score, Iron Sheik 84 was this score.
Right.
When I enter the new battle, I don't need to be told what my previous battle score was. I don't care. That
right.
takes up seconds that I don't appreciate.
Right.
You know, and I'm like I said again, I don't care. I don't care. I'm like, okay, like the battle's already over. Why do I need to be told again
Right.
what it is? Um, so I was actually the top feuder in my faction. I
Nice.
forget. I at like 409 million or 413 million or something like that. They need to adjust the scoring just a little bit, because I had every single CSS except I didn't have Drew and I didn't have Dork Jr.
Okay. I didn't have either Ray or Dom myself.
Oh,
So
was the weenie in a mask the other one of the other ones?
I don't. I thought I didn't have him. So if either way, I thought he was, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I just say I just don't want to get into the
Sure,
nitty
sure.
gritty. Doesn't matter. But I'm just saying I know I didn't have Drew, and it was whatever the dork family that I don't
Right.
have. So I did all the CSS. I did all the striker, acrobat, blah 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 blah
Right.
blah. Even at 413 million, I didn't max. Like
Really?
that was frustrating.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate the fact that if somebody put in the time and grinded it out that they could max without
Yeah.
without spending a dime. The thing is that like I maxed it and like after the Sunday tours, but I couldn't hit it. And sometimes it gets to a point where I'm just like, okay, if I'm scoring over 10 million in a single round, but it's
Right.
only adding 10,000 to my score, and I gotta do 37 of them to max.
Right.
That actually demotivates me from
Huh.
wanting to play, rather
Okay.
than wanting to,
Right.
But I mean, like that's just a me thing. And then other quality of life stuff. Just a couple of things. So I know some people talk. Yeah, I know you talked about it, like having an eject button where you can just say, "Hey, I'm going to quit out."
Right.
That I would appreciate. I would also like the ability to quit out of a match without having to wait for my opponent's move cycle to finish.
Right.
Or it's like, or also sometimes if you accidentally click on their portrait because you're checking something, and then they go, and then it's
Right.
like
It's just
on that half
sitting
the screen.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but again, I want to, like I said, but saying that, you know what? I'll keep my other positive thing. I
Sure.
don't want to take the whole conversation. I'll pass it back to you.
No, no, you're good. You're good. I mean, I have something, but I do want to point out in the comments section, Jason Jaw and a few others said, like, the thing I loved about the 1v1 is I didn't have to wait for my partner. And so, like, Jason Jaw specifically said, it used to take me 8 hours of feuding to max, and it took me 5. I mean, 3 hours is a big deal.
Yeah.
That is a big deal. But yeah, Hip, I'm with you. I miss the team aspect of that. But if they did 1v1 instead of Flash, or if they did 1v1 and then Flash, and Flash Feud was 2v2, I mean, I think there's a balance to that I don't mind. Since you're talking about like little quality of life improvements, one that I keep forgetting to call out, I did talk to one of the Scopely guys about it, but it was a long time ago, and then I keep forgetting to be like, hey, like this is something that actually takes more time than you realize. Is when you change feud promoters in the between, there's way too many clicks. You have to click, say yes, I want to put this feud promoter on this person, then you have to say yes, I want to break the contract from this person, then it goes to another screen that has no point. It's just like it just sits there and shows you that, then you have to X out of it, then you have to go, like it takes a long time. Like there should be a quick, like a one click where like you click it and it'll like show you, yes, it's going to break the contract with this person. Like I know it's going to break the contract with the other person. That's fine. I just need it done quickly. And when you're feuding 8 hours, for the example Jason gave, those really start to add up. It's like if you look at how much of your life is spent sitting at traffic lights, you're
Yeah.
like, it's fine. It's not that big a deal. And then you're like, oh gosh, I actually spent a year and a half of my life just sitting in traffic. Like that is ridiculous. And it's kind of the
Yeah.
same. Well, thank you, Beluski. That's
Yeah.
super awesome. I appreciate that sub.
Yeah.
So that's the one I have there. From the side of it that, things I liked, going back into that with it. I really I really agree with you that it should maybe be a little bit easier to get to that max because it took way too much. On the other hand, I was okay with the fact that like if you're gonna grind for something, you gotta go for it. So I didn't mind that balance, especially on the back end once I saw
Mhm.
that there were tours on Sunday. Oftentimes it's like Sunday is a blitz and you're done, and I was like, I honestly don't know if I'm gonna make it. So if we can get it a little bit more predictable in that range where people can kind of know, all right, if I feud to this point, I'm not trying to leaderboard, I'm just trying to max. If I feud to this point, then I know there's going to be this number of points available on Sunday. I think that would be good. But just the what's the word? This skeptic in me is that they're not going to consistently offer tours and blitz every time they do this. So you'll never know if you actually would max it or not. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where I'm at with some of that.
Um, but yeah, like I said again, I want to go to something positive.
Okay.
Having that screen where it says like it's like if you want your first time bonus points, these are the
Yeah,
characters. Oh my god, that was so
that
fantastic.
was. I loved that. I agree. That was something, and then it almost felt like the hype four thing. I had two or three hype fours that I was using, and there'd be times where I'd come across a roster of entirely hype four. Congratulations, 1% in Woken. But seriously, it got to where I was like, well, I've got to use my hype fours. But every time I had to go down to the "you're not getting bonus rewards" section for that, it was like, oh, I'm punishing myself. But it did feel good. Like I liked the separation. I love the way they did that. I thought, what's up, Sir Zorro? We love you, Zorro. Yes, there we go. Hey, if you guys aren't following Sir Zorro somehow, some reason on YouTube, you go to click his name, go to his channel. Some of the best videos that Champions has to offer. Zorro is one of the most intelligently. Let's see, his videos are some of the most intelligent builds I've ever seen in this game. So everybody follow Sir Zorro. It's good to see you in the chat, friend.
Yeah. Do you know that when Sir Zorro got married, he dropped the percentage of Tinder swipes by 12% by taking himself off the market?
Oh, which direction? Swipe right or swipe left?
Swipe right, yeah, he like they lost the swipes. Qatar's usage of Tinder went from here down to here.
Jeez, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Oh, thank you, Slim. Slim posted Zoro's channel in the chat. I'm gonna pin it. You guys all subscribe to him. Check out his videos. I love it. I love it. Well, okay. So things that I loved. I really love the loot milestone system. As somebody who spends, now I get it. Not everybody's a spender. That's fine. But there were a few things about it that I really, really liked. One being the milestones did get crazy up there, like $500 to $800 worth of pulls. Don't get me wrong, but they did have some decent rewards for one pull, two pulls, five pulls, seven pulls, 14 pulls. So even if you just did a $20 offer, you actually got a few things. I'm sure they'll fix it, but it's fine. The UCC claim, not the coin, but the UCC claim counted towards it. So that I think they should leave, because if you're going to spend money for the UCC, that was nice. Which means because there's a 1 and a 2 coin milestone, then the free coin you get for the prestige pass, or bonus coin, is not free, you pay for it. But the bonus coin counted for the first 2 milestones. I really liked that. And I did not spend, well, no, that's not true. I did like a $14 offer or whatever it was. I did a smaller offer, but I didn't do a big puller, because everything I'm trying to save towards Black Friday. But when I didn't hit something good in the loot, for the free coins that we did and everything, at least I was like, wow, but I got a good amount of TP. I got some shards of Dom. I got some shards for Ray. Like I felt like I walked away with something, which, depending on how much you spend, if you spend $300-400 and don't get something, that's a different story. But if you're dropping $20 and you're like, well, crap, I didn't get whatever weekend character, but I did get those milestones. Plus, if you buy on the portal, you get those milestones for that. Like, the pity system is something I'm like, why did it take so long to put this in the game? Like, why?
Yeah, and I agree with you. As somebody who did max, like I said, I did max it, and I did actually get set this weekend, so I
Oh,
was super stoked
whoa.
about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I got it after Feud, so I didn't get the bonus points for it, but hey, I was super happy.
Yeah. Yeah, that is good. And I didn't mean to put a question on that, Gumsy, but Gumsy asked the question, is Black Friday really worth it? I think that's worth exploring for a moment here. So going back to the conversation of Knoxville versus Brock Friday, Cena Friday, etc., if it's a character that comes out that we know is going to be in the game long term, I don't know if it's like oh my gosh, I have to do this. Knoxville was a situation where if you didn't get him on Jack Friday, to my knowledge, I don't think they ever offered him in the loot again. There might have been one time, like my brain glitches a little bit. It's like, wasn't there one time shortly after that they did? But either way, Knoxville was pretty much you get him or you don't from that point. So yes, if it's something like that and it is a Knoxville level character, Knoxville carried literally my entire faction in boss battle for a year at least. I mean, like there were so many bosses where it was like, yeah, but if you have Knoxville, you win turn one, and I did. So it was great. But if it's somebody like Black Fatu Day was the one where I was like, well, wait a second, like okay, they've got both the head shrinkers, so he's not going to be rare long term. And Fatu was very, very strong when he came out. I mean, like uncommonly strong. But now in this meta, 2 years later, I barely use him. He's not super great. Uncle Howdy, very, very strong and one of the best entourage abilities you can get in the game. But again, a year later, those who have spent, those who have played at a high level, like he wasn't, I don't want to say hard to get, that's not the right word, but like it wasn't out of the realm of possibility that you'd get him within this year versus like a Knoxville or Werewolf Ozzy, ones like that where it's like if you don't get him today, he's done. And I don't know which one I prefer. I don't like when there's characters that you just cannot get later on, but at the same time, there is that feeling of like, ooh, I got, for those who have Casey Jones, like, oh, I got Casey Jones. Nobody else, Rocky 4, I got him. Nobody else, I don't have Rocky 4, I don't have Casey Jones, just to be clear. But there is that feeling you get of like, if I'm going to spend a goodness amount of money on this, I do want to have something fun to show for it. So for me, I'd say really it depends on your roster. It depends on what the Black Friday character is. If it's somebody who's going to be available, long term, then maybe I would spend a little bit less. But it's where you are and where your spending is. Typically, they do a bunch of decent offers. And I do think, this is my last point, Sheik, I'll give you a moment on it, but I do think that they purposely dropped the loot milestone system the weekend before Black Friday because I think they're going to go big on that and make it a big deal. Like, oh, even if you don't get AJ Lee or whoever the weekend character is, you're at least going to get these awesome rewards in the loot milestones. Like, I truly believe they're gonna make the most of that this weekend. I think because it's a big spend weekend. Like they know people are gonna drop money this weekend, so I think they're gonna make something of it to make you want to spend more. That's all I gotta say. Yeah.
Well, I agree with you. So I agree with you on that. I think that's a good thing. Just I always make mention of this. So like, is Black Friday worth it? Just remember, like, I know this is probably not the most popular thing to say for when it comes to pulls, but obviously look at your pocketbook, see what you're comfortable spending.
Right.
Everybody has different, like for me, like I told you, I know I mentioned like I don't do pulls outside of my gift card money or whatever. If I wanted to do $1,000 in a weekend, I can do that no problem. I'm just saying like I could do that, not blink twice, but I don't.
Wow.
For somebody else, doing like a single mega pull might be the difference between them eating for having to cut meals out versus that. So just always remember that, like like I said, just it's what is comfortable for you is always like the thing. And that's why sometimes I have a hard time when people are like, oh, hey, should I buy this? It's like, should I buy this offer? Like, like with like Jacob Fatu and some of them, I'm like, hey, $20 to get that, to get that character, great. But I also don't know, like, hey, is that $20 going to mean that you don't eat dinner? Like,
right.
Like, so I always want to throw that out there. One thing that I did want to just throw out as, if people are going to spend for Black Friday, don't forget that other retailers for the Black Friday events are going to have stuff where like, hey, if you buy a $50 Google Play gift card, you'll get a $10, you'll get an extra $10 or something like that. So just throwing it out there, like whether you're on Android or on, Apple, like if there are any deals like that, just, try to maximize what you can get, or if it's one of those things where you're going to be spending $50 anyway, hey, get yourself an extra $10 and go get a milkshake or something.
Right? Yeah, so I want to follow up on that. I think that's a great point. So I'm going to talk if you're going to spend, and then why you maybe should consider not spending. So if you're going to spend, make the most of it. If you're going to spend, do it on the portal. Unless you get an Apple or Google gift card, that those have to go directly into the game. But if you're going to spend, do it on the portal, WWEChampions.com. You get bonus rewards for your spend. So if you're going to spend anyway, make the most of it. Also, be sure you check there because. So the economics of it are pretty simple. If you buy on the portal, then they're not giving Apple or Google a cut, which means that they do some better things there. So they're often like web exclusive deals that happen there. So you can get spend milestones, you can get better stuff that way. But secondly, look at all the offers. Like Black Friday is the one weekend where I don't say like wait till Sunday, because a lot of times I'm like wait till the later part of the event, because usually the deals that go first, like I had Captain Jack when he was on the episode with us say it, but that line, the only good thing that ever came out of X-Men 3, but that line where Magneto looks at the camera and goes, "This is why the pawns go first." Like those initial offers are usually for the pawns, for the people who are going to freak out and spend, and then they drop like a 2-for-1 or they drop a whatever. And then suddenly you're like, oh crap, now I got to spend again. Like usually I say wait. Black Friday, typically it's one day only. So I mean that one, but there's Cyber Monday, so they're going to do Cyber Monday deals. Then the other side of it is if you are tempted to spend, but like Sheik said, maybe you don't really have the capital to do it. Let me just tell you from someone who has, over the last few years, spent a little bit more in this game than I ever did in the first few years of it. I'm super pumped that I have Johnny Knoxville, but let's be honest, after a year, his shine was gone. He wasn't really much usable after the meta, blah, blah, blah. Same with not Jacob Fatu, but just Fatu. I got him Black Friday. I was super pumped to have him. It made a difference for a moment. But now looking back, right now, years later, if I did not have Johnny Knoxville on my roster right now, it would make zero difference in the game at this point. If I didn't have Fatu on my roster, it would make zero difference at this point. So yes, for a couple weeks, couple months, whatever you want to say, it was like, ooh, big brag, look at that. But after that, you really don't need it. So if you're thinking going into it, like what Rusty and I often talked about is like cut the FOMO. Like don't let fear of missing out make you take a bad decision or make a bad decision. If you get the character, that's fantastic. But if you don't, it's okay. Like there's going to be another character next weekend. There's going to be another Black Friday character next year. And next year, the Black Friday character from this year may or may not be meta relevant at all at that point. There's no way of knowing. So, Cheek?
So, I was just going to say, So, I just mentioned I didn't want to drive sales away from the portal, by the way, when I mentioned that. If there are any Visa gift card deals and it's not for Apple or Google, then definitely use them at WWEChampions.com/special offers. It's just, be responsible with what you want to do. Take a look at, and one of the other things that I always say is, if you're going to look at the deals as well, make sure that, you take a look at like milestones and things of that nature. And what I mean by that is depending on what the rewards are, sometimes it might be better for you as a whole to do 5 $20 deals than it is for you to do 1 mega. Right. So make sure to check that out. See what's going on in the portal, what the like I said, what each of those little milestones will do for you, and then just choose accordingly.
Yep.
And respond.
I agree. So we're going to do, for those who are watching this live, we're going to do another video after this podcast episode here real quick, so stick around. But for my part, to close it out at least, I do, however, want to highlight, I got Johnny Knoxville. I then got Ozzy and his werewolf 1 week only. I got Black Fatu, which I guess Black Fatu Day was before Ozzy. So it was Knoxville, Fatu, Ozzy, and then I got Uncle Howdy last year. So Black Friday, I'm 3 in a row, and then special characters, I'm 4 in a row. So I did intentionally save my polls money for this weekend. I am going to go for the crown, and for those in the comment section, yes, if you watch my polls video, I'm going to be in Wyoming, so I can't live stream or do anything like that with it. I have to figure out how in Wyoming to make the new character videos. So if there's only a 3-minute move set, come back Monday. I'll get the rest in there. But all that to say, I am going for my 5th in a row. So if I get the Black Friday character, I've got the Booker T five-time Black Friday champion or special event champion. And if I miss him, it's going. So watch for videos, because next week that you're going to find out whether or not I got whoever the character is. So. Whale, hello, Beluski.
If you get it, you're the 5-time champion. If you don't, it's all Slim Number's fault.
Oh, that's right. Slim, how dare you cost me my championship?
Yeah. I'm gonna throw all the blame on him, and if he wants to defend himself, he can get on the call. But
right.
yeah, but
Slim, wait, what?
Yeah.
This chat's on fire. I love it.
Yeah.
You were brining a bird and catching strays. Yeah, you caught strays. Sheik totally called you out there, bro. Yeah, Sheik, that'd be great. Let's do that. Let's end out on a good note there.
Yeah. For those of you who are in the U.S., I forget when Canadian Thanksgiving is, by the way, but I think it was last month, wasn't it? Maybe, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, whatever it was, a happy Canadian Thanksgiving, either in the past or the present or future, whatever it is, you guys are doing it. Oh, October, there you go. But yeah,
sorry about
I did want
that,
to.
guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say, since it is since this is coming out tomorrow in the United States, where we do have Thanksgiving, I just did want to go over a few of the things that I'm thankful for. The ad break right now isn't one of them.
Nice timing. It's on ads.
Here, I'll tell you what. I'll give it the 50 seconds. So we'll just riff on something else.
Okay. Well, Slim Numbers is calling you out in the chat. He did specifically say that his hope for you is if you do Black Friday pulls, you only pull people in the Mysterio family. So that's hard to come back. We were about to do thankfulness, and now we're about to get a rage moment. So
yeah. Oh, I have hold on. There. Hold on. Well, what is it? I did recruit the weenie in a mask, so I'm like, I forget how close I am to Dork Jr., but yeah, that's gonna happen here shortly. So yeah, you'd actually be accelerating the misery if I were to get nothing but those pulls. All right, now that ad breaks are over. What I was going to say was, since this is coming out tomorrow, and it's going to be Thanksgiving in the United States, I did just want to go over a few of the things that I'm thankful for. First and foremost, always thankful for my family, my friends. I'm thankful that I was able to purchase this house back in July. I'm thankful that, I know with a lot of turmoil going on with things, I have kept my job and been employed this entire time without any interruption. Thankful that I have. Well, I mean, not mentioning the house again. I'm always thankful I have a roof over my head. I have food in my stomach. Still have my S2000.
Nice.
I went past 619 on my total roster. I'm trying to, it's like sometimes it's one of those things. It's like I'm thankful for so many things. It's kind of hard to pick, to kind of condense it down into some smaller ones. But Um, I like I said, just thankful that I'm still up and walking around, and just happy. It's like I'm also thankful for. I was gonna say, I know as cheesy as this is, I'm thankful for all of you, you guys and
Oh,
gals, make making content, making art, making it's like the Reddit posts, Discord, Twitch, all that good stuff. Y'all make it worth it. So I just want to say I'm thankful for a lot of things, but definitely just want to say that it's like I do feel very blessed,
yeah.
as a whole.
Yeah, well, that's awesome, Sheik. I appreciate that. Yeah, similarly, I have a lot of thankfuls, kind of setting the tone for that. This was a really difficult year. So I'll just start with a quick little synopsis of what's going on. But for those who don't know, I don't advertise or talk about it too much because I'm not trying to push anything down people's throats. But my day job is I'm a pastor at a church, and about a year and a half ago we made the decision. I'm one of our elders, and I came to the board of elders and said, for the finances of the church, I think it's probably better that I become co-vocational, which means basically I was working two full-time jobs. And I started out a job in a government role with the city, and got like the academy I went through. I got like the top academic. There were all these things going on, and then just some differences that we realized, like it's not like um, the biggest things to overcome, but at the same time, it was things that would have taken longer to get to than they were able to provide that time. So my time actually ended there about a month ago, and I'm now looking for my other full time job. But in the midst of all that, now that to say the things I'm thankful for. One, my church family has been incredibly supportive. I'm very thankful for the way that we've come together this last year. Things have been completely stable in the midst of a lot of turmoil, even slightly grown, which is incredible. My family itself, I know that's the token, like, oh, you thank your family, but no, seriously, like I put my family through a lot this last year, and they not only rolled with it but got stronger through it. I'm very thankful for everything that's brought there. Similarly, with the stuff for the church, and again, I'm not advertising this just for those who are like, oh, I don't believe. That's fine. I don't mind. But I was able to produce a year-long discipleship experience that I've been working on for a couple years. So if you're interested in that, you can go to the church's website at www.altitude.church/next. It's available there. My last book that I wrote a couple years ago, I put up there for free. Just being able to finish that project and then get ready to lead it this next year has been huge. Quick shout out to Rusty. Very thankful for all the couple years that he put into the channel and the podcast. He theoretically will be back at some point, but his life has also just been very overwhelming. He and his wife both going for some higher education things and etc. that have sidelined. But I appreciate that, and I also appreciate the frequent comments of "Where's Rusty? I miss Rusty." Like literally, I'm not joking. Like that literally lights up my heart. I'm like, yes, I miss Rusty too. But then I'm thankful for you and Slim. Like this, a podcast does not feel the same with me just talking to an empty camera. So like having you guys on here and being able to riff and just have fun, and the friendship it creates, like I literally, you guys have no idea how much I appreciate you guys. And I'll end where she ended. I think appreciate this community so much as well. There's a reason why I've been playing this game for about 7.5 years, and it's absolutely you guys. Like, I love the game. I love the game, don't get me wrong, but I don't think I would love the game as much if there wasn't this constant community interaction and the fun of the discords and the videos and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of me. I'm very thankful for you guys, and that's where I'll end mine.
Yeah. I will add just one little small thing. I've been waiting to do this all podcast.
Oh,
I guess they're testing the siren, so
I
please
can't hear
ignore
it.
that in the background if it's coming through. Uh, I would like to state one thing I am not thankful for, and that's the Dr. Squatch Company.
Uh oh.
And you're going to ask, why, Sheik? Why are you
Why,
bringing up Greek
Sheik?
soap company? Which, by the way, if you do want to sponsor us, where we'll be happy to take your
Sure,
money and
absolutely.
talk about your wonderful products, especially the deodorant. Maybe a little more expensive. It works. It works like a charm.
Okay.
Uh, so I'm only showing this so that it's so that everybody here gets a good laugh out of it that may not have seen it. Uh, my girlfriend got me a gag gift.
Yay! I am thankful for your girlfriend, Sheik. I am so.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, she got this specifically for me. So now, yeah, yeah, yeah. Doc, so ladder up. This cold process soap and scrum down daily, created for all skin types, and then they specifically have, just making sure that it's not out of focus or something. 619 on the back of this box. You are so thankful that this is a PG podcast. Otherwise, oh,
Yes!
yeah. I just want to make sure editing's easy for you, so you don't have to go in and cut out all the bleeps. So,
Right?
yeah. And by the way,
Oh,
for those asking, it is. Oh,
a little lower.
oh, oh, okay, yeah. Oh, sorry. It's Twitch. Yeah, I was gonna say it's like did something happen? Yeah, I do have the Stone Cold soap, so yeah. There you go.
Oh, that's
The two
awesome.
bag.
My favorite comment on there is Mule 57 said, "Chic, now you can smell like a dork."
Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome. Well, I'm very appreciative of your girlfriend. That's
Yeah.
such a nice gift.
But yeah. But yeah,
Oh,
but I think, yeah, like I said, I just wanted to show that off just to get a laugh out of it. Just leave it. Always leave them on a laugh, right?
that's right. I love that. Well,
Yeah.
go ahead and close us out, Sheik. I'll just say happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I
Yeah.
think we'll talk about if we still have time to record one more, but we got something else possibly for those who are on Twitch. Don't go away. But for those of you on YouTube, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you got a great laugh there at the end.
Yeah. So, as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow us on Twitch. Me at Iron Sheik 84, Lee Brown at Champions Chat Podcast. Slim numbers, but if you're gonna send donations, send them to Iron Sheik 84, and they'll get funneled to him later. But yeah, but that being said, just I know we said this multiple times, but happy Thanksgiving, everybody. If you don't observe it, happy last Thursday of the month. Best of luck on your Black Friday polls if you do any of them, and just be good to each other. Enjoy that stuffing.
Bye.